Hello there, this is me, Ansh Pandey, and you are watching One India English. 4 years ago, the capital of India, Delhi, faced an unprecedented surprise, a chaos that rocked the boat for the people of India. Riots and violence across the streets. Violence broke out in the areas of Seelampur, Jafrabad, Maujpur, Babarpur, Gokulpuri and Shivpuri. At that time, a complete curfew was imposed in all these affected areas, but to little the effect. The pro-CAA and anti-CAA protesters had turned the streets into a battleground. In these protests, there was a name that became a hot potato for the Indian judiciary, government and even the protesters: Sharjeel Imam. Today morning, which is in 2024, the Delhi High Court has granted statutory bail to activist Sharjeel Imam on Monday in a Sedition and Unlawful Activities Prevention Act case stemming from the inflammatory speeches at Delhi's Jamia area and Aligarh Muslim University. The bench, comprising of Justice Suresh Kumar Kait and Manoj Jain, issued this order considering that he has already served half of his sentence for the offences. Prior to this, Sharjeel Imam had appealed to the trial court, but the bail was denied in the sedition case stemming from the speeches of him protesting about the Citizenship Amendment Act and the National Register of Citizenship. Arrested on 20th of January 2020, he argued that he has already served 4 years of his maximum 7-year sentence and so he now qualifies for a bail. He highlighted the Supreme Court's decision and suspension of the sedition charges and the UAPA provision against him, carrying a maximum 7-year term. However, despite all this, Sharjeel Imam will stay inside the jail for his larger involvement in conspiring the Delhi 2020 riots. The trial court's February 17th ruling cited Imam's speeches mobilizing against the CAA, noting that they didn't incite violence, but it did galvanize the public participation, potentially fueling the Delhi riots. Judge Sameer Bajpai of the Karkaduma Court emphasized Imam's speeches intensified the protest, leading to road blockades and a citywide disruption culminating in riots and significant damage to the public property. Imam's case underscores the complex legal terrain concerning the sedition and UAPA charges amid the attempts for civil unrest. While his speeches may not have directly called for violence, their impact on the public sentiment and subsequent event has raised questions on the accountability of the free speech boundaries. The Shaheen Bagh sit-in protest is thought to be a brainstormed idea by Imam himself, who participated in the anti-CAA demonstrations far too actively. According to the Delhi police, Imam gave two very inflammatory and instigatory speeches in opposition to CAA and NRC on 13th of December 2019 and 16th of January 2020. In a viral 3-minute video, which is now still available on social media, Imam was heard advocating for Assam to be cut off from the rest of India permanently by closing the Siliguri corridor, and he had also called Siliguri as the chicken's neck, which he stated was a request for a chakka jam or sit-in protest involving the halting of vehicles and traffic jam, just to protest against CAA for a long term. And so his arrest has been a matter of debate for a long time. The critics argue that suppressing his dissent through legal means is stifling the democratic freedom of India, while the authorities contend that such measures are necessary to maintain law and order and the national security at the top. While some views his action as indiscriminate and destabilizing, others see them as legitimate form of dissent against the perceived injustice. But for now, Sharjeel Imam will stay in jail until the further orders. And the big news of the day still remains that he has been granted bail, but the charges over him still remains.
Subscribe to One India channel and never miss an update.